Holy crap, y'all! It happened! They did it last night! You guys, I was watching the stream last night. I don't usually watch Critical Role live, but last night I'm like, I should check it out. What the heck? I'll just watch the beginning of it. And by like 11 o'clock last night, my time, they usually start at 10 o'clock my time, which is, again, 7 p.m. Pacific. So by 8 o'clock Pacific, not even an hour into the show, or about an hour into the show, they hit 8.8 million, y'all! 8.8 million! They hit they have 13 days left, and they already hit their final, hello! How did they do this? They got their final stretch goal, and it's not even over! They're not even at the end of the campaign. The Kickstarter campaign is 13 days left! I'm freaking out, y'all. I am totally freaking out. I just checked a minute ago. Okay, so it's Friday morning, right? It's Friday morning here. I'm in Florida. It's like almost 8:45 a.m. Friday morning here on the East Coast. They're at 8.888 million. 8,888,000 and still climbing. There's over 65,000 backers, y'all. This is absolutely amazing. This means we have 10 full episodes of the Vox Machina cartoon coming. I can't believe. Not only that, they hit the last stretch goal, which means that Ashley Johnson is going to finally DM a one-shot. On top of the fact that they've got like 4 other cool one-shots, plus all the cool rewards for every backer out there. I'm ready to faint. Perhaps I should just relax and focus and remember that, hey, hi guys, I'm Gregory. This is 1 in 20 D&D, and welcome to DnDaily number 76. I'm like spent. I'm first of all, okay, but aside from the fact that they've hit their goal, this is, I mean, everyone, I think every critter was on pins and needles for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks, of like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And I promise I'm not spoiling anything. There will be 0 spoilers. I haven't even finished the whole episode. I've just gotten to the break, and I still have the second half of this session to listen to and watch. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's such a good episode. If you haven't seen it yet, you're gonna dig it. They've done so many cool things. They have a new promo at the break, which is super cool. Remember, hey, I'm gonna do 2 plugs here. One, if you're new, I'm making all good. Look, I'm so distracted I forgot to put my keys down, so I'm jangling all over the place. This is how I'm so excited for them. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me really kind of dial it in here, everybody. So I'm gonna make 2 plugs here. First and foremost is that they have a really cool new promo. It's about subscribing. And by the way, if you want to watch their show, their VOD on Twitch, you can subscribe on Twitch and watch it right away. You don't have to wait for it to come on YouTube. That's perfectly viable. If you don't want to pay for that, that's fine. However, remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe on Twitch through Amazon Prime. So that helps them out. It helps Critical Role make these amazing productions and bring us this incredible game every week. So, or almost every week anyway. So that's my plug for them. I'm going to make a quick plug for me is that, hey, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. There's buttons all over the place, and hey, it's YouTube, so they make it super easy to thumb up and subscribe. Remember to do that. And also, hey, shout out to my buddy Reed. Thanks, dude. I appreciate the conversation about what I said about yesterday because, yes, man, magic items are awesome. So this is going to be my this is why it's worth tuning into DnDaily right here now. Because I'm going to talk a little bit about gaming and something cool that you can do to level up your role playing. So check this out. I mentioned that one of the characters, actually the group I should say, found a new magic sword, right? They know it's a magic sword. It's very obvious because when you generally when you find a dead body with like rusted, decrepit, destroyed armor and clothing and tattered stuff, but something is still like perfectly shiny, it's a pretty good indication that there's something special about it. So they found this magical sword. They decided to give it to Kaylin, who is Colin's character, and well, I think that's a pretty awesome idea because now he gets the benefit of not being, well, stuck without a magical weapon. If you're a fighter at high level without a magical weapon, you tend to be kind of screwed. So they've spread it to him. They passed it on to him. I can't wait for him to find out what it actually is. I think he'll really like it. It's a short sword, not a long sword. He's a long sword fighter. So this is going to take a little bit of a time for him to adjust to it. But Reed brought up a really awesome point. Very early on in our game, way back when, you maybe not even seen it because I realized there's a huge gap in Agic. I apologize. I've realized this recently. I have lots of editing to do. Oh my goodness. Because I went from I did up to session 5, and then I skipped ahead 20 or 30 sessions. Oops. So I have them. I just need to edit them and put them out there for you. But somewhere in that timeline, Farron found a magical short bow. Okay, he found a +1 short bow, and it's just a regular +1 short bow. It's a magical +1 short bow. Nothing special about it, right? Wrong. In 5th edition, items of any power are really hard to come by, and they're super important. They make the game a whole lot easier to play and to do very well with. So one of the things that I thought that was super awesome is that Farron named his magical short bow. It didn't have a name, but he decided to name it, which to me is totally awesome. That is epic level gameplay, in my opinion. When you take something, and it could have been something mundane. It could have been just a mundane short bow that he chose to imbue with life. See, there's something really powerful. I love Patrick Rothfuss. If you have ever read his books, The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear, we're waiting for book 3, Patrick. We love you, and we're waiting patiently. If you've read Patrick's books, The Name of the Wind, he goes into a little bit about this, and I've sort of had a similar thought for many, many years myself, before even reading those books. There's something powerful in names. You imbue life to something when you name it on a certain level. Or you give it new life. You give it a new meaning, a new purpose, a new energy. So when you name something, you're giving it power. So even if it's a mundane item, just calling it something special makes it something special. Well, Reed, as playing as Farron, decided that Farron was going to name his new magical bow, and he calls it Storm Fury, which is freaking cool. It's such a good name for a short bow, and not only that, I mean, he's lethal with this weapon. And it makes a cool it's just cool story. It's just good role playing. It's fun. He doesn't say, I pull out my short bow. He says, I pull out Storm Fury and take a shot. It just sounds cooler. I hope you get that. So think about that for your games. My favorite character that I've played, my best friend Brett, my DM, my GM, we had this game. I played a paladin. I might have talked about him before. I will definitely talk about him again. I played a game with him. He had a great axe as a weapon. Back when I decided that, in my gaming experience, that was a very novel idea, to have a paladin with a great axe. Because paladins were generally longsword or greatsword. No, I'm going to have a great axe. Well, we didn't have a thief in the party at the time, And so whenever we faced the door, guess whose job it was to open the door? It was the paladin with his big great axe. Well, I guess I'll chop it down. And at one point during our game, I made a joke and I said, well, I guess, knock knock, I'm gonna chop the door down. And then it kind of caught. It just sounded cool. I'm like, yeah, okay. The next time we encountered a door that needed to be open, I'm like, okay, well, knock knock. And I didn't even really say the second part of it. It was implied that I was taking my great axe and just hacking the door down. So guess what? That great axe became the famed blade Knock Knock. Knock Knock, the magical great axe. I had it imbued through, because of our deeds and our actions, because we were becoming heroes. I paid and was blessed basically by my church or by my, by the king or whatever. I mean, this is how the story goes. This is how it develops. This is how you create epic stories. Little things that seem silly and meaningless can become really powerful, really exciting, and lots of fun. This is like 20 or 30 years, okay, it's like 20 years later, y'all, at least. I mean, I named it when I was in high school, and I graduated in 92. So, at least that long, this has been fun. And then we played in our 20s as well. And so Knock Knock that will always be a treasure, for the rest of my days. That story is a part of me. And it's because I chose to name something. Because I chose to name my weapon, even before it was magical, just for fun. And I've had years and years and years of joy from that. So is there a name for this new sword that Kaylin found? We don't know yet. Maybe there is. And if not, is Kaylin going to choose to name it? We don't know yet. But we kind of hope he does. So, that's my tip for the day. I hope you guys go out and have amazing games. If you haven't caught up with Critical Role for last night, oh my goodness, you are in store for a great session. At least the first half of the session. I'm assuming that the second half of the session is going to be just as cool and amazing. And boy, I can't wait to get to it. I will keep you posted. It's the weekend. Go out there, have an amazing amazing weekend. I'm so excited I can't even talk, guys. I'm so excited. I'm going to go make it an amazing day. Please, you all do the same. Remember to like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you at a table someday. Until then, keep rolling 20s. And remember, it's your game. Play your way.